Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I want to start by saying something really important before we dive into this reading. I know many of you are here because you have been hurt. You have been wronged. And you are waiting, wondering when the scales will balance. When justice will finally show up at the doorstep of those who caused you so much pain. I want you to take a deep breath with me right now, because what I am about to share with you is not about revenge. This is not about wishing harm on anyone. But I will tell you this. There is a divine order to this universe. There is a God who sees everything, who knows every tear you have cried, every sleepless night you have endured, every moment you felt alone and abandoned. And when I sat down to do this reading, asking about those who hurt you and what they are experiencing right now, the energy that came through was so intense, so heavy, that I actually had to pause and pray before I continued. The question on the table today is simple but profound. What is happening to the person or people who wronged you? What is their life looking like right now? And I am going to be completely honest with you. The cards are showing me that they are going through the worst year they have experienced in a very long time. Everything they thought they had secured is falling apart. Every door they thought was open is slamming shut. And the beautiful, humbling truth that God is revealing through these cards is that divine justice is not loud and dramatic like we see in movies. It is quiet. It is methodical. And it is absolutely unavoidable. So I'm going to walk you through 6 cards that showed up for this reading. And I want you to listen carefully, because each card is a chapter in the story of what is unfolding for them right now. And as we go through this together, I want you to hold space in your heart, not for bitterness, but for your own healing. Because when we understand that God is handling what needs to be handled, we can finally let go and move forward. Let me start by pulling the first card, and I'm getting the 3 of Swords. Now, when this card shows up, it is never subtle. This is the card of heartbreak, of deep emotional pain, of betrayal coming back around. And here is what is so striking about this card, appearing in THER, reading. The 3 of Swords is showing me that they are experiencing a heartbreak. It is very similar to what they put you through. This is not coincidence. This is the universe reflecting back to them the exact energy they sent out into the world. What I am seeing is that this person is dealing with a betrayal in their own life right now. Someone they trusted has turned against them. Someone they thought had their back has walked away. And the pain they are feeling is cutting deep. I am talking about the kind of pain that wakes you up at 3 in the morning. The kind that makes you question everything you thought you knew about people and relationships. And here is the thing that God is showing me so clearly. They do not understand why this is happening to them. They feel like a victim. They are walking around confused, asking why life is being so cruel to them, why people are treating them this way. But you and I both know the truth. This is not random. This is the law of sowing and reaping playing out in real time. When you hurt someone deeply, when you betray trust, when you act without integrity, that energy does not just disappear into the void. It circles back. And right now, it is circling back to them with the force of a tidal wave. The 3 of Swords is showing me sleepless nights for this person. I am seeing someone who is crying, who is feeling isolated, who is reaching out to friends and family and finding that the support they expected is not there. People are starting to see through them. The mask they have been wearing is cracking. And what people are seeing underneath is not pretty. God is allowing them to feel what you felt. And I know that might sound harsh, but this is actually a form of mercy. Because sometimes the only way someone learns is by walking in the shoes of the person they hurt. Sometimes the only way transformation happens is through pain. And while you might have moments where you feel vindicated or justified seeing this play out, I want to encourage you to use this knowledge as a tool for your own closure. This is confirmation that you do not need to carry anger anymore. You do not need to obsess over making them pay. God is handling it. The universe is handling it. Your only job now is to heal and move forward. The second card I pulled is the Ten of Wands. And oh my goodness, this card is showing me exhaustion. This person is carrying so much right now, and they are completely overwhelmed. The Ten of Wands represents burdens, responsibilities that are too heavy, obligations that are crushing them under their weight. And what I am seeing is that they have created this situation for themselves. Every lie they told, every manipulation they engaged in, every shortcut they took, it is all catching up to them now and demanding to be dealt with. I am seeing this person drowning in problems. Work is a disaster. Their personal life is chaotic. Finances are strained. Health might even be taking a hit because of the stress they are under. And here is what is so revealing about this card. The Ten of Wands shows a person who chose to pick up all these burdens. They were not forced on them. They made decisions that led to this point. And now they are realizing that they cannot sustain this anymore. They cannot keep all the balls in the air. Something is going to drop, and they know it. What God is showing me through this card is that this person is reaping the consequences of their actions in a very practical, tangible way. They thought they could build a life on a foundation of lies and manipulation. They thought they could hurt people and move on without any repercussions. But what they are discovering now is that every choice has a consequence, and all those consequences are coming due at the same time. I am seeing someone who is waking up every day feeling defeated before the day even begins. They are going through the motions, but there is no joy, no peace, no satisfaction in anything they do. And here's where the spiritual lesson comes in. The Ten of Wands is also about learning to ask for help, learning to be humble, learning to admit when you have made mistakes. But I am not seeing this person doing that yet. I am seeing someone who is still trying to maintain the facade, still trying to pretend everything is fine, still too proud to admit they are struggling. And that pride is making everything so much harder. Because when you refuse to be honest about your situation, when you refuse to reach out, when you refuse to change course, the burden just gets heavier and heavier. God is giving them an opportunity right now to lay down these burdens, to come clean, to make amends, to change. But from what the cards are showing me, they are not taking that opportunity yet. They are still clinging to their old ways, still trying to power through, still thinking they can handle this on their own. And that means the weight is going to continue to increase until something breaks. I want you to see this card and understand that you made the right choice by walking away from this person or by setting boundaries with them. Because imagine if you were still in their life right now. You would be caught up in all this chaos, all this stress, all this drama. But you are not. You are free. You are healing. You are moving forward. And that is a blessing. The third card coming through is the Ace of Pentacles reversed. And this is where things get really interesting, because this card is all about money. Material resources, opportunities, and foundations. When it shows up reversed like this, it is telling me that they are experiencing financial problems, lost opportunities, and a crumbling foundation in their material world. Everything they work to build is becoming unstable. I am getting a very strong message that this person is dealing with money issues right now. Maybe they lost a job or a major source of income. Maybe an investment fell through. Maybe they are dealing with unexpected expenses that are draining their resources. Whatever the specific situation is, the Ace of Pentacles reversed is showing me that their financial security is under threat. And this is significant because for many people, especially those who value material success and status, losing financial stability is one of the most frightening things that can happen. But here's what God is revealing through this card. This is not just about money. This is about the foundation they built their entire life on. If someone builds their sense of worth, their identity, their power on material things and external validation. What happens when those things start to disappear? They crumble. And that is exactly what is happening here. This person is being forced to confront the fact that all the things they thought made them successful, all the things they thought made them better than others, all the things they used to justify their behavior, those things are being taken away. I am also seeing that opportunities that should be coming to them are passing them by. Doors that should be opening are staying shut, and they cannot understand why. They are putting in effort. They are trying to make things happen, but nothing is working. And from a spiritual perspective, this makes perfect sense. When you operate from a place of dishonesty and harm, when you hurt people to get ahead, the universe eventually stops supporting your endeavors. Blessings are blocked because the heart is not right. Success is delayed because the character has not been developed. The Ace of Pentacles reversed is also showing me that this person might be making poor decisions with money right now because they are desperate. They might be taking risks that do not make sense, trusting the wrong people with their resources, or engaging in activities that are only making their situation worse. There is a sense of panic in this energy. They can feel the ground shifting beneath their feet, and they are scrambling to find solid footing. But everything they grab onto turns out to be unstable. And here is where your faith comes in. I want you to see this card and recognize that God is protecting you by keeping you separate from this person. If you were still connected to them, their financial problems would become your problems. Their poor decisions would impact you. Their desperation would drag you down. But you are protected. You are covered. And while they are experiencing lack, I want you to know that God has abundance prepared for you. The blessings they are losing are being redirected to those who will use them with integrity and gratitude. The fourth card is the Six of Wands reversed. And this card is absolutely powerful in this reading because the Six of Wands upright is all about victory, recognition, and public success. But reversed, it represents the exact opposite. This is showing me that this person is experiencing public failure, loss of reputation, and recognition for all the wrong reasons. What I am seeing is that people are starting to talk. The truth about who this person really is, about what they have done, about how they have treated people, it is coming to light. And their reputation is taking a serious hit. This is not a private struggle anymore. This is becoming public knowledge. People who used to admire them, who used to think highly of them, are now seeing the truth. And once reputation is damaged, it is incredibly difficult to repair. The Six of Wands reversed is showing me humiliation. I am seeing someone who used to walk into rooms with confidence, who used to receive praise and admiration, who used to be seen as successful and put together. But now, when they walk into those same rooms, the energy has completely changed. People are whispering. People are avoiding them. People are treating them differently because they KNOW, and this person can feel it. They can feel the shift in how they are perceived, and it is destroying their ego. Here is what God is teaching through this card. When you build your success on harming others, when you climb the ladder by stepping on people, when you create an image that does not match your character, eventually the truth catches up. You cannot maintain a false image forever. The mask will fall. And when it does, the fall from grace is hard and painful. This person is experiencing what it feels like to be exposed. They are learning that respect that is not earned through genuine integrity is temporary and fragile. I am also getting that this person might be trying to defend themselves, trying to control the narrative, trying to convince people that they are being misunderstood or falsely accused. But the Six of Wands reversed tells me that these efforts are not working. People are not buying it anymore. The more they try to justify themselves, the worse it gets. The more they try to blame others, the more guilty they appear. There is no way out of this through manipulation or lies, because the truth is stronger than any story they can spin. And I want you to really hear this. You do not need to say a word. You do not need to defend yourself or tell your side of the story to everyone who will listen. The truth is defending you without you having to lift a finger. God is vindicating you in ways that are far more powerful than anything you could orchestrate yourself. People are seeing. People are understanding. And your character is being proven through your silence and your grace. The fifth card is the devil. And when this card shows up in a reading about someone who has wronged you, it is incredibly revealing. The devil represents bondage, addiction, toxic patterns, and being trapped by your own worst impulses. And what I am seeing is that this person is stuck in a cycle of destructive behavior that they cannot seem to break free from. This card is showing me that they might be dealing with actual addictions right now. This could be substance abuse. It could be unhealthy relationships. It could be compulsive behaviors that are making their life worse, but they cannot stop. The devil energy is all about being enslaved to something that is destroying you, but feeling powerless to change. And the reason this is happening now is because when everything in your external life starts falling apart, people often turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms to numb the pain out, but beyond literal addictions. The devil is also showing me that this person is trapped by their own character flaws. They are bound by their pride, their dishonesty, their need to control and manipulate. These patterns have become so ingrained in who they are that they do not even know how to function without them anymore. And the tragic part is that these are the very patterns that are destroying their life, but they cannot see it. Or maybe they can see it, but they do not know how to change. God is showing me through this card that this person is in spiritual bondage. They have given so much power to darkness, to negative energy, to harmful behaviors, that they are now completely entangled. And the only way out is through genuine repentance, through humility, through a complete transformation of heart. But the devil card suggests that they are not there yet. They are still blaming external circumstances. They are still making excuses. They are still refusing to take real responsibility for the state of their life. I am also seeing that this person might be surrounded by other toxic people right now. The devil often represents toxic relationships and environments where everyone is bringing out the worst in each other. So while they are struggling, they are probably also connected to people who are encouraging their worst behaviors, who are enabling their destructive patterns, who are participating in the chaos. This creates a cycle where everything just keeps getting worse because there is no healthy influence to break the pattern. Here is what I want you to understand. You were never meant to save this person. You were never meant to fix them or heal them or change them. That is not your responsibility. That is between them and God. Your responsibility was to protect yourself, to honor your own well-being, to walk away from toxicity. And you did that. And now they are facing the consequences of their choices, without you there to buffer them or rescue them. This is what needs to happen for any real change to be possible. The sixth and final card is the Tower, and I have to tell you, when I pulled this card, I actually gasped because the Tower is one of the most intense cards in the entire tarot deck. This card represents sudden upheaval, dramatic change, the complete destruction of structures that were built on false foundations. And what it is telling me is that this person is not just going through a bad year. They are going through a complete collapse of their old life. The Tower is God's way of tearing down what needs to be torn down. When we build our lives on lies, on ego, on harmful behaviors, on false values, eventually God says enough. And He allows everything that is not built on truth and love to crumble. And that is exactly what is happening to this person right now. Everything they thought was solid is being shaken. Everything they thought was permanent is being revealed as temporary. Everything they thought they could count on is disappearing. I am seeing sudden, unexpected events in their life. Things they did not see coming. Situations that blindsided them. Changes that happened so fast They did not have time to prepare. The tower does not give warnings. It does not ease you into transformation. It comes like lightning, and it destroys quickly and completely. And while this sounds terrifying, and it is terrifying for the person experiencing it, from a spiritual perspective, this is actually necessary. Because sometimes the only way to rebuild correctly is to completely demolish what was there before. What I am getting is that this person cannot go back to who they were. Their old life is gone. The old structures are destroyed, and they are standing in the rubble trying to figure out what to do next. And this is the most critical moment, because this is where choice comes in. They can either use this devastation as an opportunity to completely transform, to rebuild their life on a foundation of truth and integrity, to become a better person. Or they can become bitter, angry, and hardened, blaming everyone else for their situation and learning nothing from the experience. The tower is also showing me that this destruction is public. Other people are witnessing this collapse. This is not something they can hide or minimize. Everyone can see that their life is falling apart. And while this adds to the humiliation and pain, it also serves a purpose. It shows other people who might have been fooled by this person's facade that appearances can be deceiving. It serves as a warning to others about the consequences of living without integrity. And here's the most important thing. I want you to hear about the tower. This card is confirming everything the other cards have been telling us. This is the worst year they have experienced, because everything is coming to a head at once. All the consequences of all their actions are converging into this one period of time. And it is overwhelming them. It is breaking them down. And while part of you might feel relieved or validated by this, I want to encourage you to also feel compassion. Not because they deserve it based on what they did to you, but because compassion is what keeps your heart soft and healthy. You can acknowledge that justice is being served while also praying that this person finds their way to real transformation. You can be glad that you are no longer caught up in their chaos, while also hoping that they eventually learn the lessons they need to learn. Because ultimately, your healing is not dependent on their suffering. Your peace is not dependent on their destruction. Your blessing is not tied to their curse. God has separated your path from theirs, and that is the greatest gift of all. So as we close out this reading, I want you to take a moment and just breathe. I want you to let go of any remaining anger or resentment you might be holding on to. These 6 cards have shown us clearly that divine justice is real, that consequences are unavoidable, that God sees everything and allows the scales to balance in His perfect timing. You do not need to do anything. You do not need to seek revenge or wish harm. It is already unfolding exactly as it should. I want to pray for you right now. God, I thank you for this person who is watching this video. I thank you that you have protected them, that you have removed them from toxicity, that you have been healing their heart, even when the pain felt unbearable. I pray that this reading brings them closure, brings them peace, brings them confirmation that you are in control. I pray that they can now fully release the past and step into the beautiful future you have prepared for them. I pray blessing over their life, over their heart, over their path forward. Let them feel your love, your justice, and your mercy all at the same time. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you so much for being here. If this reading resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Tell me which card spoke to you the most. And remember, your best days are ahead of you. God is not done writing your story.